Audio portrait for rural women radio stories. What is this, children? Do you all eat carrots? Yes, very good. Now let's recite a poem about carrots. Repeat after me.
मेरा नाम पूनम चौहान है मैं फरीदाबाद डिस्ट्रिक्ट में पल्ला गांव में रहती
My name is Poonam Chauhan. I live in Bal, a village in the district of Faridabad. I have been an Angawadi worker, a social worker, for 15 years. I was born in a small village in the district of Sonipat. I did not study much. In the village, our school only reached the 10th grade. If one wanted to study further, one had to go to the district headquarters, and it was not considered safe for girls to travel alone. My father said, "If you get first division, then I will consider allowing you to study further." I worked very hard, and not only got first division, I secured a distinction. But my father still refused to let me continue my studies.
तो इस वजह से भी मैं आगे नहीं पढ़ाया बट बहुत दुख हुआ मुझे मैं तो शादी के बाद भी चाहती तो
Because you see, he said, if she studies and gets a good degree, then we will need to find a good, well-educated groom for her. And if we do so much for the eldest daughter, we will have to spend similarly for the youngest daughters. And I had 5 sisters. I felt very sad. I wanted to study. I felt confident in my abilities. Then, in 1994, my father died, and I was burdened with many family responsibilities. We had agricultural land. Everything that a young man does, as the eldest daughter of the house, I did. Working the tube well, irrigating the farm, harvesting the crops, everything. I got married in 1997. In 2000, I had a daughter, and I felt that I had to do something. I heard about a vacancy for an Angawadi worker. I thought it was necessary because my husband had a small private job and had lost it a few months before. Now I had a baby, and my household expenses had increased. So for the first time in my life, I stepped out of my home. It was never encouraged. You were supposed to stay at home and attend to the housework.
लेकिन मेरे से अच्छे वालों को मिल गई ना जो फिर मेरी और आपकी लड़ाई है
One of my neighbors told me about the interview schedule. About 17 or 18 women had interviews along with me. Some were accompanied by their husbands, some came with a relative. I was the only one who came alone. I had no one with me. During the interview, I was very nervous. I wasn't sure if I would be able to answer their questions. What would they ask? I was very poor in English. I gave up all hope of ever qualifying for that job. And then, a few months later, my mother-in-law informed me that I had been selected for the job. I couldn't believe my ears. In a woman's life, nothing comes easy. Every woman has to struggle a little to get something, to become something. Whether it's your social situation or your economic situation, you have to fight. Tomorrow, at least, you will not feel that you did not try and you didn't give it your best shot.
इंजीनियरिंग भी कर रही हैं आजकल की लड़कियां तो लेकिन हमारे टाइम में तो ज़्यादातर टीचर की ही वो थी या डॉक्टर बस दो ही ज़्यादा अब तो बैंक में भी हर जगह लड़कियां
Nowadays, girls study science, engineering, and even technology. In my time, teaching or medicine were the only professions available to girls. I want my daughter to achieve. I want to support her so she studies as much as she wants and becomes independent before she marries. I advise the pregnant women and mothers who come to my Angawadi center to look after their children, to have only 2 children, to not keep having children in the hopes of having a son. We all want to give our children the best. We want to send them to good schools, give them everything necessary. But only if you have a small family will you be able to fulfill all the needs of your children. Nowadays, India is completely digital. My work also requires me to be connected with my colleagues. A lot of information is shared in groups. I bought my smartphone with my own money. My husband told me to get a cheap one for 1,000 rupees. But I need one to work in the field, and all my colleagues have these smartphones. So I bought my own phone for 12,000 rupees. If a woman earns money, then she will spend it however she wishes. She will look after her needs and her children's needs. You cannot explain everything to your husband. Husbands never give you the money you ask for.
ले जा सकती है बिना हस्बैंड से मांगे भी और बिना उसके भी. औरत 2 ही कंडीशनों में बाहर निकलती हैं.
A woman steps out of her home only under 2 conditions. If she is in need, or if she wants to achieve something. Money is not everything. Making an identity for oneself in society, that is the big thing. Some women may need to work to run their home, but there are some who feel that they have to make a distinct identity for themselves in society. They want independence and freedom. And I feel that all women should have this desire. I feel that all women should stand on their own 2 feet and have an identity that is separate from their husbands, from their families. It could be a small job or a big job. She need not join a company. She could become an entrepreneur from her own house even. But she must create her own identity. Audio portrait for Rural Women Radio Stories. A radio series produced by AMARC, World Association of Community Radio Broadcasters, with the support of the United Nations Entity for Gender Equality and the Empowerment of Women, UN Women.